Right? Okay, students. Good morning. Good morning. Today we have discussed about the next tissue called what? Connective tissue. You have to know one thing about connective tissue. Why it is called connective tissue? Because of it has a links. It has a links to the other tissues or organs are supporting. It has a link and support to the other organs and tissues, and that is called as a connective tissue. Means some connections to the tissues or organs. Got it? And that is called as, you can see it here. It links and supports to the other tissues and organs. And that is called as connective tissue. Please read it, all of you. Connective tissue means it has links and supports other tissues or organs. Hence it is called as connective tissue. Got it? Tell me why it is called connective tissue? It has some links and connection to the tissues or organ. That connection or links definitely support. For example, I will give you, like yesterday we have discussed about the epithelial tissue diagram, right? Even like epithelium always lies on what? Basement membrane. We mentioned even the diagram of basement membrane, like basal lamina, reticular lamina. As the epithelial tissues are avascular, mean absence of blood vessel, they can get nourishment from the adjacent tissue called what? Connective tissue. Mean definitely connective tissue is there. Mean connective tissue is supported to the epithelial tissue, right or wrong? So here they are giving support to the tissue or organs. For example, like connective tissue also consists of blood, bone, cartilage, lymph. They are supporting to the organs, right or wrong? Definitely, right? Hence it is called as connective tissue. Got it, all of you? Very good. Next one, the second point. Please write, all of you. You have to do one thing. Out of 4 tissues, what are those? Epithelial tissue, connective tissue, muscular tissue, and neural tissue. The most widely distributed tissue and the most abundant tissue in the human body or any animal tissue is called what? Connective tissue. Please write it. It is the most abundant and widely distributed tissue in the body. Please write it. Not only most abundant, what? Widely distributed tissue, right or wrong? Very good. Okay, right. The next one. It consists of, collagen fibers. Connective tissue consists of what? Collagen fibers. Collagen fiber is made up of with protein. What is it? Protein. Like fibers are what? Collagen fiber, elastin fiber, even reticular fibers also there. Got it? What are those? Collagen fibers, elastic fibers, and reticular fibers. Totally 3 types of fibers are there. You know what? Collagen fiber function, which can give you strong. For example, as I talked to you earlier, like even pelvic girdle. What is it? Pelvic girdle, which is fused with what? Pubic symphysis. Pubic symphysis is made up of with one of the strongest cartilage. What? Fibrous cartilage, right? That's supporting, right? So that kind of support means the strength which is takes place by the tissue, that is what fibrous, because of, why? More collagen fibers. What is it? More collagen fibers. Means the collagen fiber definitely gives what? Strength. What is it? Strength. And some of them elasticity. Some of them elasticity, and some of them flexibility also. Some of them do flexibility also. But major one here, definitely fibroblast secretions called collagen fibers, right? I will write it here. Please write it. Listen. Almost all the connective tissues consist of what? Collagen fibers, but except in blood. Very pure NCERT line. Please underline in your NCERT textbook, as well as you have to underline your running notes also. Please write it. Almost all the connective tissue, almost all the connective tissue consist of collagen fibers. అంటే అంత కనెక్టివ్ టిష్యూ మొత్తం కూడా కొలాజన్ ఫైబర్స్ ఉన్నాయి ఎక్సెప్ట్ ఎక్కడ బ్లడ్. ఎందుకంటే బ్లడ్ కి స్ట్రాంగ్నెస్ అవసరం లేదు, అలాగే ఎలాస్టిసిటీ కూడా అవసరం లేదు, అవునే కదా? దెన్ ప్లీజ్ రైట్ ఇట్. కొలాజన్ ఫైబర్స్ రైట్ except in that you have to underline the very important all the condition, but except in that do not have what? Collagen fibers. Very good, right? And as I thought, you know, what is the function of collagen fibers? Tell me, all of you. Exactly. Please write it. Collagen fibers provides first one what? Strength. Next one what? Elasticity. What is it? I'm asking you. You can see it here. Here, this is what the pinna, right? External ear. It's the nature of is what? Elasticity. Because of elastin fibers are there, right? But the few collagen fibers. Hence, even the presence of few collagen fibers, it's giving strong. If not, it is weakest cartilage. But it's not weakest. It's a what? Elastic. What is it? Elastic cartilage. Elastic cartilage. Elasticity is happening means definitely few collagen fibers are there, and like elastin fibers are there for elasticity. And why it is not tearing? Few collagen fibers are there. Okay? So definitely, which can provide strong one and elasticity and flexibility also. Please write it. Functions of collagen fibers. The first one is what? Strength. First one is what? Strength. Next one is what? Elasticity. Next one is what? Flexibility. Please write it. That's it. Okay, students, all of you got it? Tell me, all of you, what is the function of collagen fibers? What can provide? Strength. Next one, elasticity. And next one, flexibility. That is what, right? That's what the functions of what? The connective tissue. And what is secrete, right? These cells also secrete, right? The cells also secrete what? The modified polysaccharides. What they can secrete? Modified polysaccharides. Mean nothing but matrix. What is it? Matrix. And which accumulate between cells and fibers. For example, these are cells. Okay, and these are fibers. Right? In between these, there is a presence of what? What is it here? Matrix. Meaning what? Polysaccharide. And the polysaccharide is nothing but made up of it. You have to underline your NCERT also. Mucopolysaccharide. You have to write there. They are giving just polysaccharide. You have to write what? Mucopolysaccharide. Here you have to write. Very, very, very important. Please write in your NCERT also. Okay? All of you have it? Very good, right? And definitely the cells secrete the modified polysaccharide, nothing but matrix, which accumulate in between cells and fibers. That is nothing but whatever the presence here, you can see here. That is what polysaccharide. Okay, mucopolysaccharide. Okay, but nothing but what? Matrix. I don't know. That's it. Very good, right? And next one, What are the types of connective tissue? Tell me all of you. How many types? 3 types totally. What is that? First one, loose connective tissue. Next one, dense connective tissue. Next one, what? Specialized connective tissue. Not fluid. Fluid connective tissue is also under that. Okay, also under it. Right, all of you? Tell me, all of you, how many types? 3 types of connective tissue. What are those? Loose connective tissue. Next one, dense connective tissue. Next one, specialized. I will give you clarity about it. Why it is calling loose connective tissue? Matrix is arranged. Matrix is made what? Cells to fibers, right? That's right. So matrix is arranged as what? Loose arranged, right? Next one, dense connective tissue mean matrix is arranged as a dense, compactly packed, means strong, right or wrong? Got it? Why is it calling loose connective tissue? Matrix is arranged as a loose. What is called dense connective tissue? Matrix is arranged as a dense, means strongly, compactly packed. Got it? And the third one, specialized, means specialized. Why? It consists of different cells, right? First one, bone. Next one, blood. Next one, cartilage. And next one, leg. These all are present in what? Specialized connective tissue. Tell me how many types of connective tissues are there? 3 types. Please, right? There are 3 types of connective tissues are there. First one is what? Loose or dense? Loose connective tissue. I'm repeating again why it is called loose connective tissue. Means matrix is arranged as loose. Very good. Loose connective tissue. Second one is what? Dense connective tissue. That means strong or loose again? Strong, compactly packed tissue, right? Third one, what? Specialized. Specialized connective tissue. And you have to know another one about the loose connective tissue, which consists of 2 types of. 2 types. One is the first one is areolar tissue. The next one what? Adipose tissue. Got it? Adipose tissue, right? Again, you know about adipose tissue, which is divided into 2 types. What are those? White adipose tissue and brown adipose tissue. It's not much importance, but you have just mentioned. Okay, right. Areolar tissue is also consists of different cells, right? Different cells are there. What are those? We will discuss later, right? And dense again 2 types. Dense regular and dense irregular, based on the arrangement of the fibers. Is it regular manner or irregular? Got it? Dense regular, dense irregular. Very good. Next one, dense irregular. Very good. Over. Next one, what over here? Specialized connective tissue consists of what? What is that you know? Very good. First one what? Bone. Next one what? Blood. Next one what? Cartilage. Or next one what? Lymph. These all are presence of what? Specialized connective tissue. Very good. Right? And you know very well about it. Bone, 2 types, like even spongy bone, compact bone, not need for NCERT, right? No need to discuss more about bone, like compact or spongy bone, right? Only one bone, right? Next one, blood. You know blood cells, formed elements of discuss, right? Plasma and formed elements, right? And the formed elements are again RBC, WBC, platelets, right? And RBC, like okay, WBC again 2 types. What are those? Granulocytes and granulocytes. Granulocytes are 3 types: eosinophils, basophils, neutrophils. Like again, granulocytes are two types: lymphocytes and monocytes. Lymphocytes again, how many types? Two types: B lymphocytes and T lymphocytes. T lymphocytes again two types. What are those? TH cells and TC cells. That's it. These are cells. We will discuss later, right? That's it. This is what general like flow chart of connective tissue as per NCERT itself, right? Okay then. Now we have to move to the topic. And the first one is what? Please study it, all of you. Loose connective tissue we have discussed now. You know, very well, students, as I thought you know, matrix are cells, whatever, right? Cells like even fibroblasts, macrophages, or mast cells, even etc. So many cells are there. I will tell you, right? All are arranged as what? Loosely arranged and compactly packed. That's it. Please read it. Cells are loosely arranged. Cells are loosely arranged. Hence it is called as loose connective tissue. Please read it. Okay. Very good. Next one, as we mentioned here. Loose connective tissue, how many types? Two types. What are those? Elastin tissue, adipose tissue. Please read it. It is of two types. Loose connective tissue, how many types? Two types. Very good. What are those? Could you please tell me? Areolar connective tissue, and next one is what? That's it. Adipose tissue. Right? Here you can see that. Then first one, title it all of you. Areolar tissue. You know what was meant of areolar? Empty cavity means empty spaces. What is meant of areolar? Empty spaces. Right. Very important line as per NCERT I'm giving you all. Listen to me. Right. This is what skin. This is what skin. If I'm putting like this, right? So if I'm doing like this, only skin will comes out, or along with skin, tissue also comes out. Like even muscle also comes, right? You know what? Because of skin is connected to muscle by the tissue called what? Areolar tissue. And you have to know one thing. Areolar tissue present beneath the skin. What is it? Beneath the skin. Where is present? Beneath the skin. Got it? That's it. Means skin is there. And skin is under what? Areolar tissue. And areolar tissue connected to next tissue, muscles or whatever. Right? And that is called as skin connected to muscle by the tissue called what? Because of it's beneath the skin, right? And you have to know another one, students, very important line. Total, like even all the tissue, like all the cells of connective tissue, right? The most abundant, right? The most abundant tissue is the areolar tissue. In all the connective tissue, the most abundant tissue is what? Areolar tissue. What is the function? What is the function? Which support framework for epithelium. Which support what? Framework for epithelium. Why? I'm telling you. Skin is what? Epithelium. Right or wrong? Like compound epithelium. This is what? Tell me what is it? Compound epithelium. Skin is what? Compound epithelium. It is dry surface or what? Like moist surface. Whatever. But skin is made up of what? Compound epithelium. So just is this a skin made up of epithelium, and beneath the skin, what is it? So shall we call them like which support framework for the epithelium? Right? Which support what? Framework for epithelium. Please write a second point. First you have to write present beneath the skin. Very good. Okay. Next one. What is the function? Support framework for epithelium because of epithelium Epithelium lies on connective tissue, right or not? That's it. Please write it. Second point. Support framework for epithelium, and you have to write areolar tissue is the most abundant tissue in all the connective tissues. Please write it. Areolar tissue is the most abundant tissue. That's it. Next one. Next point. It consists of cells, fibers, and matrix. Please write it. It consists of cells, fibers, and matrix. Right. What are the different cells are present in that, right? I will show you now. Here. These are the cells or fibers of matrix are present in the what? Areolar tissue. This is a diagram of areolar tissue. Got all of you? Right? Tell me now, what is it? Fibroblast. We secrete what? Collagen fibers. Right? And next one, what is it here? Yellow color one. Elastin fiber. What is it? What is it? What is it? Elastin fibers, right? Yellow color one, right? This is what? Macrophages. What is it? Macrophages. And this is what? Mast cells. What is it? And this is what? The reticulocytes. What is it? Reticulocytes. So, what is the function of each one? For example, what is the function of first one? Macrophages. Exactly, defense mechanism means the phagocytosis. What is the function of them? Phagocytosis. Please write it. Macrophages title and write it. Macrophage helps in phagocytosis. Helps in phagocytosis. Phagocytosis. You know what was mean of phagocytosis? Engulfing of pharyngems. Engulfing of pharyngems means to swallow and kill the pathogen like bacteria, viral or fungal. Got it? That is what the cells of what? What are the cells? Tell me Alex, what is it? That's it. Very good, right? And next one, tell me about the second cell. Fibroblast. What is the function of fibroblast? We secrete what? Fibers for what? Collagen fibers. Secrete collagen fibers. That's it. Enough. Over. Right? And third one. Mast cells. You know what is the function of mast cell? We secrete anticoagulant called what? Heparin. Right? And histamine and bradykinin also. Histamine and bradykinin also. Please write it. You know what is the function of them? Vasodilator, vasoconstrictor. What is the function of them? Vasodilator, vasoconstrictor. Blood vessel, right? Just imagine it's one blood vessel, right? This is what? Vasodilation, right? This is what? Vasoconstriction. Just imagine vasoconstriction, blood pressure will increase. Vasodilation, blood pressure will decrease. BP will decrease and BP will increase. Because of those are secreted by the cells called what? Tell me what you. Right. Next one, you know very well, yellow fibers called what? Elastin fibers are there. Yellow fibers, right? Which can give us what? Elasticity. And even like remaining cells, you know what? Adipose site has the storage of fat, right? And the plasma cells are the which can secrete what? Which can produce antibodies. No need to write as answer that in this. Okay? Very good. Next one. Next one. After areolar tissue, we have discussed about second one. Adipose tissue. Please study all of you. Here I can see that. What is it? After air, what is it? What is the function of adipose tissue? Fat storage. What is it?
Fat storage.
In our body, fat will store in the tissue called what? Please write it. And while you are writing about that, what is the location of area? Beneath the skin. But adipose tissue is immediately beneath the skin. Immediately beneath the skin. And the color is the yellow color. Fat storage tissue, adipose tissue color is what?
Yellow.
Yellow color. Please write it. It's a fat storage tissue, first point. It's a fat storage tissue. First point. Okay? Right. Next one. What is the location? Immediately beneath the skin. Please write it, all of you. Immediately beneath. Okay? Sometimes if you got wound, yellow color that is what? Adipose tissue, fat. Okay? Right. So what is the location? Immediately beneath the skin. What is the function? Storage of fat. How fat will store? How fat will produce first? Okay, storage, okay, adipose tissue is there for storing. How fat will produce? Just imagine if you got excess nutrient అంటే మనం తీసుకోవాల్సిన ఫుడ్ కంటే ఎక్సెస్ న్యూట్రియంట్ తీసుకున్నాం అనుకోండి ఏమో తెలుసా? ఏమో చెప్పండి? The excess nutrient which is not used immediately మనం ఎక్కువ ఫుడ్ తీసుకున్నాం అది మనకి యూజ్ అవ్వాల ఎక్సెస్ అయినది కదా? That will converting into what? Fat. That's it. Please write it. Third point. Excessive nutrient which is not used immediately, which is not utilized or used immediately, those are converted into fat. That's it. అంటే ఎక్సెస్ న్యూట్రియంట్ ఏదైతే మనం తీసుకున్నామో అది మన బాడీకి ఉపయోగపడకపోతే అది ఎలా కన్వర్ట్ అవుతుందంట? ఫ్యాట్. దట్స్ ఇట్. ఓకే, వెరీ గుడ్. దిస్ వాట్ right. Next one, this one adipose tissue, and here you can see that what is it? Adipose site, right? And I'll show you here. Is the cavity. Simply we can call them as a vacuole. What is it? Vacuole. It is the presence of large vacuole. Nucleus are set aside. Right or not? Move aside. Nucleus is pocketed is known, right? This vacuole is the site of what? Storage of fat. Got it? All of you got it? This is what the cell of what? Fat storage cell called adipose site. Fat storage tissue is called adipose tissue. That's it. Got it? This one. If you want to write, you can write, right? So this is about adipose tissue. And you know what is the function of adipose tissue? Advantage or disadvantage also there. Advantage is what? Like in the case of మనం అప్పుడప్పుడు అంటూ ఉంటాం, పర్సనాలిటీ ఉందనుకోండి, షర్ట్ లేకుండా తిరుగుతుంటే అది నీకు సెన్సిటివిటీ అని అంటారు. ఎందుకంటే వాడికి ఫ్యాట్ ఉంది కాబట్టి ఏమవుతుందంటే లైక్ విచ్ యాక్ట్ యాజ్ ఏ థర్మల్ ఇన్సులేటర్. ఎలా ఉపయోగపడుతుందా? థర్మల్ ఇన్సులేటర్ లాగా ఉపయోగపడుతుంది. ఓకేనా? రైట్. వాళ్ళకనే కాదు, మోస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ద యానిమల్స్ ఆల్సో. రైట్. ఒకటి. ఇంకోటి ఏంటి తెలుసా? లైక్ ఈ ఫ్యాట్ యాక్వాటిక్ మెమరీ ఉంది కదా, సీల్, దాంట్లో బ్లబ్బర్ లాగా ఉపయోగపడుతుంది. ఎందుకంటే అది అంటార్టిక్ లాంటి చలిలో కూడా మైనస్ లో కూడా ఉంటుంది. అవునా? రైట్. మరి అక్కడ బాడీకి హీట్ ప్రొడ్యూస్ అవుతుంది కాబట్టి, ఎక్కువ ఉండదు కాబట్టి, సో బాడీలో ఉన్న హీట్ బయటికి పోకుండా, బయట ఉన్న కూల్ లోపల రాకుండా ఒక బ్లబ్బర్ లాగా ఉంటుంది అనమాట. అలాగే పోలార్ బేర్ ఐడియా ఉందా? పోలార్ బేర్ అంటే పోలార్ అంటే ఐస్ క్యాప్సే కదా, అక్కడ కూల్ గా ఉండదా అంటే హాట్ గా ఉండదా? కూల్ గా ఉంటుంది. మరి కూల్ గా ఉన్నప్పుడు ఆ కూల్నెస్ లోపలికి వచ్చేసింది అనుకోండి, ఆ టెంపరేచర్ రైట్ తట్టుకోలేవు కాబట్టి అలా లోపలికి అంటే బాడీలో ఉన్న హీట్ బయటికి వెళ్ళకుండా ఫస్ట్ రైట్ ఒక థర్మల్ ఇన్సులేటర్ లాగా ఉపయోగపడుతుంది. ఏంటిది? ఫ్యాట్. దట్ ఇస్ ద టిష్యూ కాల్డ్ వాట్? అడిపోస్ టిష్యూ. రైట్ ఆల్ ఆఫ్ యూ? రైట్. అండ్ ఇంకోటి, ఇట్ ఇస్ ఆఫ్ హౌ మెనీ టైప్స్? 2 types. It's not for NCERT. I'm giving you example, right? You know very well about the 2 types. What are those? white adipose tissue and brown adipose tissue. You know, like even newborn baby boy, how they are like survive, how they can survive within this adverse environment because of the presence of what? Brown adipose tissue. It is about metabolically active in them, but in us metabolically inactive because of we are having a what? White adipose tissue. White adipose tissue present in adult and brown adipose tissue present in infants, just born baby. Got it? That's it. And next one, after adipose tissue, we have discussed about the second tissue. What? After loose. Next one is what? Dense connective tissue. Please tell me all of you. Dense connective tissue. What does mean of dense? Could you please tell me? Strong or loose? Mean cells and fibers are arranged as what? That's it. Got it? Mean matrix and fiber. Please write it. Here you can see that. Fibers and fibroblasts are compactly packed. Hence it is called as what? Dense connective tissue. Please write it. First point. Fibers and fibroblasts are compactly packed. Write it down. In other ways, you can write it in another way also. What? Cells and matrix are arranged as what? Dense, strong. Got it? That's it. It is not two dense. What are those? Dense regular and dense irregular, right? How many dense? What are those? Dense regular, dense irregular. What is mean of dense regular and what is mean of dense irregular? Arrangement of fiber is what? Regular manner, like a fiber like, right? Those collagen fibers are arranged as what? Regular. The next one, irregular means collagen fibers are irregular arranged, means random distribution, means scattered. I will show you here. You can see it here. You can see it here. Just here. This is what collagen fibers. What is it? Collagen fibers arranged as what? Regular or irregular? Regular. Fancy is called as what? Dense. Regular. Right, all of you. All of you, please. Arrangement of fibers are what? Regular. Hence it is called as dense, regular connective tissue. Right? Next one. Arrangement of collagen fibers are what? Irregular. You can see it here. You can see it here. Randomly distributed, right? Nothing but scattered also. Scattered. It's not irregular, it's a irregular. And it is called as what? Dense irregular, mean based on the arrangement of the matrix. Right? Please write it. First one. Dense regular. Write it. Dense regular connective tissue. Shows regular pattern or irregular pattern? Please write it. Regular pattern of fibers are arranged as what? Regular, irregular? Regular. That's it. Oh. Okay. Fibers are arranged as what? Regular. Next point is what? Collagen fibers are present in rows between many parallel bundles of fibers. Right or wrong? Example what? Example for dense regular. Tendon and ligament. What is tendon? Tendon means the muscle to bone. Ligament means bone to bone. Got it? Please write it. Please write it. Tendon. Dense regular connective tissue. Example. Example, what? First one, what? Tendons. And next one is what? Ligaments. Students. Yes. Right. Tendon means what? Muscle connected to bone. Please write it. Shall we write it? Shall we write like MTB? Muscle to bone. Please write it. Muscle to bone. Then what about ligament? Bone to bone. Here you can see that bone to bone, right? Muscle to bone. Sometimes, like in the case of accidents, orthopedic doctor will ask about, I mean, he will observe about whether ligament problem or tendon problem, right? Based on that, he will treat. Got it? All of you? That is what dense regular example, right? And what about dense irregular? Exactly. What do you mean by dense irregular connective tissue? That's it. Example. Skin. Very good. Over. Loose and dense connective tissue both are formation. The next one what? That's it. I read all of you. Specialized connective tissue. Specialized. As I mentioned there. Exactly. Could you please see it, all of you? What it consists? First one, bone. Next one, blood. Next one, cartilage. Next one, limb. All are present in the tissue called what? Specialized connective tissue. I am asking you all of you here, among all, which is the most abundant, right? And I would like to tell you one thing about areola. As I taught you or not, skin is connected to muscle. What is the tissue? Is I taught you? Chippan and Miku? Chala important. And what is the location? Beneath the skin or above the skin? Beneath the skin. This skin ni muscle connect chese oka tissue endante cheppandi anadi. Got it? Very good, right? And now we have to move to the specialized connective tissue. Okay, good. First one, what is present here? Tell me, all of you. Cartilage, right? Do you know what is the function of cartilage? Definitely, which is what? Replaced in adult as a what? Bone. Got it? Have you got it? అంటే మనకి బోన్ అనేది వచ్చింది తెలుసా? ఈ బోన్స్ కదా, బోన్ వచ్చింది దేనివల్లంటే కార్టిలేజ్ వల్లే. అదేనా మోర్ కాల్షియం సాల్ట్స్ ఉండడం వల్ల ఏమన్నది బోన్ అయింది. ఓకేనా? రైట్. ఇప్పుడు చూడండి కార్టిలేజ్ ఫస్ట్ వన్ ఇక్కడ చూడండి మీరు. దిస్ వాట్ కార్టిలేజ్. అయితే కార్టిలేజ్ ఎక్కడ ఉండేదంటే చూడండి ఒకసారి మీకు చూపిస్తాను. చూడండి ఇది ఒక ఏం తెలుసా, ఒక క్యావిటీ, ఏ ఫ్లూయిడ్ ఫీల్డ్ క్యావిటీ అన్నమాట. ఇది ఏమంటారంటే లాక్చురియా అంటారు. ఏమంటారు చెప్పండి? Lactina ante a fluid cavity which is present of the cells called what? Chondrocyte. You know what does mean of chondro? Chondro means cartilage, cyte means cell. Cartilage cells which can produce a cartilage. Got it? And here is also even the presence of what? Right? And here this is also the presence of cavity. The cavity is called what? Fluid fluid or normal fluid? That's it. Right? Right. Please write it first point. It's a solid but pliable. Pliable means what? Flexible. Is that bone is a pliable? Non-pliable, right? Please write it first point. It's a solid and pliable. It's a solid and pliable. Pliable means what? Flexibility. Flexible. Very good. And next one, It's also function what? Resist the compression. Whatever compression is there, that can be resisted by the tissue called what? Cartilage. Please write it. As I thought you know, cartilage cells are enclosed in a small cavity called what? Please write it. Right? Next point. Next point. As I told you earlier, right? Most of the cartilages in vertebrate embryos are replaced by bone in adults. Please write it. Most of the cartilages in vertebrate embryos are replaced by bone. As I taught you earlier. Got it? Very good. And next one, what is the location of cartilage? See here, tip of the nose is a cartilage or not? Cartilage, but elasticity. Right or wrong? It is also external ear pinna also what? Cartilage. Tip of the nose also cartilage, right? And the remaining examples are here. Even joints in the vertebral column, right? Limbs and hands, right? All are what? Cartilage, right? I will show you how it is. Just imagine this one. This is what? Vertebral column, right? So in between this, there is a presence of disc is there, right? In between this disc, there is a presence of the tissue called what? What is it? Tell me all of you. That's it. Got it? And all of you? In between two vertebrae, there is a presence of the tissue called what? Cartilage. That's the location. Even in the hands and even in the limbs, also presence of what? Cartilage. Right? Tell me all of you what are the locations. First one. What is it? Tip of the nose. Please write it. Example. Tip of the nose. Next one. Outer ear or inner ear? Outer ear. Right? Even in between. In between vertebrae, right? Vertebra, right? And next one. Limbs and what? Even hands in adults. Right? So there is a presence of tissue called what? Tell me what is it? Cartilage is a pliable or non-pliable? Solid or liquid? Solid and pliable. And even what? Resist compression tissue also. Compression also resist. Got it? It's about cartilage. And you know very well about types of cartilage: hyaline cartilage, elastic cartilage, and the fibrous cartilage. And I thought you fibrous cartilage, which is present in between what? Pelvic girdle, right? So that is about the pubic symphysis. What is it? Pubic symphysis is made up of the tissue called fibrous cartilage. Got it? That's it. Right? So this is what cartilage. And next one after cartilage, we have to discuss about what? Please tell me all of you. Bone. Okay, students. Now we have to discuss about what? Bone. Bone is solid and liquid. Solid. Pliable or non-pliable? Non-pliable. Please write it first point. It is hard, definitely, right? And non-pliable. Hard means what? Solid, right? Right or wrong? Very good, right? And you know why it is strong? Because of the presence of two factors. One is the collagen fibers always, and next one is what? calcium salts. Please write. Due to the presence of calcium salts and collagen fibers, it is what? Strong. Bones are strong, big enough. Calcium salts and next one is what? Collagen fibers, which can give strength. Earlier we discussed about the functions of fibers or collagen fibers. One is what? Strength, elasticity, even flexibility also. Got it? Very good. Next one. What is the cells of cartilage? Chondrocyte. Like that. Bone cells are called as osteocytes. Here you can see that. Again, either osteocytes or even the chondrocytes are located in the one of the cavity called fluid cavity called what? Tell all of you. Lacunae. Very good. Please write. Bone cells are present in a space called what? Lacunae. Please write it, all of you. Osteocytes are present in fluid called what? Lacunae. Osteocytes mean bone cells. What is the function of bone? What is the function of bone? As we discussed here, about functions like, right? Then what about bone? Structural framework, right or wrong? All of you. Just imagine our body without bone. Unimaginable, right or wrong? What is happening? Our head will come up to here. Body will be randomly distributed. Right? Unimaginable, right or wrong? Right? Definitely, we have to know that. So, which will give us what? What is it here? Structural framework. Please write it. And not only that, even if I'm doing like this, my heart will not damage because of what? Bone is there. Got it? Mean which protect the soft tissues and organs. Right or wrong? Please write it. First point, what you all write? Like it provides structural framework to the body and which protect the soft tissues and organs. That's it. Which protects soft tissues and organs. Right? Definitely. So, without bone, our body is imaginable or unimaginable? Unimaginable, right? That's it. Very good. And next one. What about bone? We can see more about bone. Definitely. What is the function of limb bones? Weight bearing. Right or wrong? Please write it. Definitely, which helps in locomotion and movements. This is what? Long bone. Right? Exactly. And that too here, what is the presence here? In bone. Bone marrow. Right? So, bone marrow is the site of production of blood cells. What is the function of bone marrow? Is the site of production of blood cells. Answer is very tasty. Right or wrong? Right? That's it. Please write it, all of you. Limb bones. What is the function of limb bones? Weight bearing. Next, what is the use of limbs? Locomotion and movement. And next one, what is the function of bone marrow? Production of blood cells. Please write it, those 3 points. Very important. And by the way, we will enter into the next one, the last one, and blood. Right, student? Now we have to move to that what? Next one. Blood. Right? Blood is the fluid made of solid. It's a fluid, right? And that too, a fluid connective tissue containing plasma, red blood cells, and white blood cells, and platelets. You know very well. Blood consists of plasma and formed elements, right? Formed elements are again how many types? Three types. What are those? RBC, WBC, platelets, and WBC again two types. Granulocytes and granulocytes. Granulocytes are three types: eosinophils, basophils, neutrophils, and granulocytes are two types: lymphocytes and monocytes. Got it? That is. Shall we go with the table? Please write it. That it's a fluid connective tissue. Please write it. It's a fluid connective tissue. Correct? And next one, which consists of different cells. First one, what are those? Plasma. And next one is what? Please write it. Formed elements are what are those? First one what? RBC means red blood cell. Next one, WBC means what? White blood cells. Next one, third one is what? Platelets. Right? WBC again. How many types? Two types. What are those? Granulocytes. Granulocytes, right? Right. Next one. Granulocytes are three types. What are those? Eosinophils. Very good. Eosinophils. Next one what? Basophils. Next one is what? Neutrophils. Right or wrong? Very good. A granulocytes are how many types? Two types. What are those? Lymphocytes and monocytes. Right? Lymphocytes are how many types? B lymphocytes and T lymphocytes. T lymphocytes have two types. What are those? T helper cells, TH cells, and T cytotoxic cells. Got it? TC cells. That's it. Right? And definitely you can see it here. Helps in the circulation of various substances. Please write next point and the last point. It is enough as per NCERT. Remaining topic. Remaining topic of blood we will discuss in the body fluids and circulation only. Entire even blood cells, whatever I mentioned that table, we'll have to discuss at that. Okay. Right. Remaining topic of blood cells we will discuss in the body fluids and circulation topic. Okay. Right. It's enough. This is what? Connective tissue. Connective tissue is the most abundant and widely distributed tissue in all the tissues. Right or wrong? Right? How many types? Why it is calling connective tissue? Because of it has some links and support to the tissues or organs, right? And in that, how many types? Three types: loose connective tissue, dense connective tissue, and specialized connective tissue. Loose connective tissue means what? Matrix is arranged as loose, and this is called loose connective tissue. It means definitely how many types? Two types. Areolar connective tissue. Next one, adipose tissue. Areolar is meant what? Empty spaces, right? Empty cavities, right? So areolar tissue location is where? Beneath the skin. And what is the function? Skin connected to muscle takes place because of, if you are doing like this, entire tissue will come, not only skin. Got it? Definitely. Definitely. This is what areolar tissue is connecting skin to muscle. Very good. And next one, what is the like types of cells? Macrophages, right? Fibroblasts, like fibers, right? And next one, mast cells, right? Even like adipocytes, even plasma cells also there. Even so many cells are there, even mast cells, right? Very good. And next one, what about adipose tissue? Fat storage tissue. Very good. How fat will form? Excess nutrient which is not used immediately. మనం తిన్న ఫుడ్ లో న్యూట్రియంట్స్ ఎక్సెస్ న్యూట్రియంట్ ఏదైతుందో అది మన బాడీకి యూజ్ అవ్వకపోతే నెక్స్ట్ అది ఎలా కన్వర్ట్ అవుతుంది అంటే ఫ్యాట్ గా కన్వర్ట్ అవుతుంది. అర్థమవుతుందా? దిస్ వాట్ adipose tissue and remaining tissue also. It's enough. We will discuss remaining topic like muscle tissue in the next class. Okay, thank you very much.